Yeah, what a dang dizzly doo wop. I am Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is the Daily Decompression. How you doing, everybody? This is the continuation from the live stream yesterday. So if you're still watching from yesterday, shout out to you. I don't know what you've been watching between um 11 o'clock yesterday night and now at noon, but thank you for watching 12 hours of my content. You are appreciated. We're playing Warframe, and if we're playing Warframe, it means that fire's hanging around because I don't play Warframe by myself. I
Oh,
don't.
why not?
I just don't. I Warframe is one of those games that without a plan, I have no idea what to do. Like, sure, I could push the story and stuff, but
Yeah, you haven't beat the game yet, so that's exactly what you should do.
go beat the game.
Yeah. That's what's keeping us from doing dailies and stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
It's like holding us back from doing stuff.
right. Yeah, there's a daily sortie that we could do for rewards. We aren't doing it because you haven't beat the game yet.
We can't do because I haven't beat the game yet. Okay. I just want to build all the things. I don't know. I get really frustrated real quick with Warframe.
Yeah.
Although to be honest, I don't play games really unless we're recording a video about it. And I've really gotten to like the no video game, like just the talking videos. I thought it would be an occasional thing, and then it turned out the other direction. What are we doing now?
I don't know. It sounds like we're turning the games off and talking.
I mean, we could if I had a particular topic, but I don't. Not really.
Someone clicked the record button too quickly.
I mean, no. There's been plenty of videos that I just turn on and say, "This is me hanging out, like me chilling." I don't know. I guess recently I've been thinking about like bringing my oldest home for the holidays.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get her for Christmas, and I don't know for how long. And really, it's relative to as long as she stays unsick and we all stay unsick.
Yeah.
Because I'm certainly worried about bringing her home for a lot of reasons. Everybody who's watched this channel knows that she's autistic, and there's a lot of things that, like, she's never been in this house. She's not really been around Cecilia long term. At this age in particular, she hadn't been home in months. There's a lot of this time of year is very anxiety inducing for me anyway. I like the holidays just fine. It's all the events surrounding the holidays that typically suck. Like,
One of the surrounding the holidays.
like on an average Thanksgiving, I would go to my mom's, and then I would go to my grandma's, and then we would try and make Jamie's sometime during that week or whatever. And it's just a lot of like travel and moving around and like I always feel very. I can't be the Nilla around my mom, my grandparents. That like I would just catch nothing but flack for being me around them, and it sucks because I've got to play a role, and I don't like to do that. I don't like being a certain person, and, and I guess it's a good point too. In case anybody thought differently, the guy you get of me on YouTube is pretty much who I am 100% of the time. Like, sure, I edit some things I talk about or whatever, but I come to YouTube with the same energy. And just so we're clear, the thing started way before my YouTube intro. Let me tell you. It was going on so long that it used to be my name in Discord even. My name used to be forever. Well,
I remember that.
yeah. So it's been a while. So that's what I don't like. I don't like being somebody different just to appease a certain crowd. And I know you're like, well, then just don't. Well, then it just causes the whole thing, and then it's like now I'm specifically not keeping the peace, and it's just easier if I'm not gonna do the thing that I know they would prefer. It's just easier not to go. Keep in mind that my mother has been in my house, but hasn't seen me probably over a year, probably since the last holiday. So
Wait. Your new house?
yeah,
Been in your new house, but hasn't seen you.
correct.
I mean, like at all. Like hasn't laid eyes on you.
Has not laid eyes on me in probably a year.
Okay. Okay.
And we can make the argument that usually when she pops by, I'm working or whatever, but so maybe there are reasons, but it's just the whole thing. And I think that they're actually going to see my sister for Thanksgiving, who lives in North Dakota, don't you know? Because her husband is in the Air Force, or
My
was.
sister is in North Dakota.
Really? I had no idea.
Oh, dude, maybe we have the same sister.
That would be really strange. If that's the tie-in that we found out, like if that's the one, like if that's like I realized that me and Steven's story about how we found out we had the same dad is a little bit awkward. Sitting at a McDonald's, that was awkward. But I think us playing Warframe, or at least Warframe's on in the background while I'm recording this video, if we discovered we had the same sister on this video right now after as much time as we spend together, we don't really have as deep a relationship as I thought. Like, if that's the one.
I mean, I don't know if you ever told me your sister was in North Dakota before.
But you knew that her husband served in the Air Force, right?
I don't think so.
He is.
When do you talk about your sister?
I don't usually.
I don't think you do.
I typically don't. There's a little bit of a soreness there too. I have a niece that I've never met. Feels bad. That's a feels bad. Jamie's met her,
Yeah.
which is really awkward, but
I got something like that. I got a wife out there I've never met.
there's a. Oh, you do. She texts you. Well, I would say why don't you ever text her back, but you did, and that was the whole. Oh man, see, this is why I need the puppets, because that story would have a whole different energy if I had a Fire's wife puppet. This
Our
is
relationship would have a whole different energy if you had a Fire's wife sock puppet.
See, you went from talking about your play wife that texted you randomly to talking about your real wife and made that kind of awkward. But if I had a Fire's wife sock puppet, life would be definitely different between us. There's no doubt about that. I'm also a little bit disturbed. I know we didn't touch on much in the stream yesterday. I'm a little bit. I'm actually gonna go watch. I'm gonna go find a way to watch the Joker now, because dude said that this man is a what do you call it? A problem for people with mental illness. Like, I would hope nobody watches the Joker and is like, I'm triggered now. Like it triggers all my mental illness problems.
Oh,
Maybe somebody out there.
oh no. HBO. You gotta get HBO.
But I was considered the Joker like just a just a villain, right? That's what
Right.
villains were left on the mental spectrum. In fact, I can't think of one villain who I say, yeah, he doesn't have any. He's neurotypical. He doesn't have any problems.
Yeah.
So it's like, couldn't you make that same comparison about any villain ever?
Well, and he's an extreme, right? He takes that and goes even more. You know,
It's a
he's so far left, he's right, kind of like.
it's a caricature of the whole thing.
Yeah, and he is something beyond normal.
And I don't think ever.
So to see somebody write like, what they say, like it wasn't fair, like to mental disorders about how it was represented there.
What
It's
did
like
what did he actually say?
if you're watching the Joker and thinking that he is your atypical mental disordered person,
Then you got the problem,
right? Like
not that
that's
not that movie. Is a betrayal of the mentally ill. A betrayal?
does that make Batman a betrayal to the wealthy? Like,
A betrayal? No, he's a betrayal to orphans.
oh, okay. I
Like,
mean,
I don't understand this, because I would hope that most people can watch a piece of media and go, is this trying to make a statement about a thing, or is it not? And I don't think anybody's ever watched the Batman and said, you know what? Their character, the Joker, is specifically trying to make a statement on what being mentally, having a mental disability is like.
yeah.
And just so we're clear, Mr. Social Justice Warrior David Fletcher over here with your betrayal of the mentally ill. Mentally ill is not a PC word, fuggin'. Get it together. They're people with mental disabilities, not mentally ill. It's just so it's that is not a story I expected to come out today. Like, that is not a, like, because I'm scrolling through the news feed today, and like, that's not one I expected to see. Almost less than I expected to see last time we were streaming. Roblox is losing money. That that got me almost on the same level. I'm trying to think of one time in a piece of like fiction media where I was like, this is unfair to somebody with disabilities. And I can't think of one. I've had some I've seen some weird portrayals of the Catholic Church. That's a little bit awkward. But some of those, even those, have some level of like, well, they wouldn't say that if this wasn't true over here or whatever. Um, but I can't think of, even in that scenario, I can't think of a super extreme caricature. I guess the Texorcist is probably about as extreme as I've seen. But yeah, the only other person I can think of in a work of media with a disability was Walter White's kid. You know, his oldest son.
No, I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch Breaking Bad?
No.
Did you think it was a portrayal, a betrayal to the meth industry?
Um, no, I just didn't ever
you
start it, and so I never finished it. I mean, it's just
just
something I never
you just
did.
didn't get into it.
I
I, wa-
might someday. I don't know.
I watched enough of it, but it's interesting because the actor who plays Walter White's kid has a CP. So it's one of the few times that um, I've gotten to see somebody with CP on like a major screen. Because, you know, before YouTube, your boy was on TV. Did you know that?
I know you talk about it all the time.
I did. The Children's Miracle Network, man. I was a spokes kid for the Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah. Then all the sex and drugs just kind of spiraled out of
Straight,
control.
straight up. Like, that's exactly. They thought I was about to be one of them Oprah inspirational kids, and then I ended up going a different route. But I brought my little Power Ranger toy on the Children's Miracle Network. That was it was it was really kind of um surreal even at the time because we would go to places like Walmart and I would see me on a poster. And it's really like, where's my check for that, fucking? Like I didn't get no I didn't get no royalties, you dig? Like there wasn't none of that happening. Um I did not I did not do that. And then it just kind of faded. I wonder if I would have been able to parlay that into something more significant had the internet been around. Um, Back then, more prevalently as than it is right now. I wonder if I would have been able to launch my YouTube career with. I used to be on the Children's Miracle Network. Hmm.
Hmm.
Life life would have been different if I would have if if that would have been my launching pad, my trajectory would have been much different, I think. I probably don't ever get into rap. Uh, I need to sit down and figure out. Actually, I do know that story. I know what made me want to. I do know what made me want to rap. I went to a Drake concert, and then after that, I was like, I want to do that because there's just something about seeing him like living live and in person and on stage, and he's like getting it on the stage, right? He's doing his thing, and everybody's like singing his songs, and like I was like, I want a piece of that. It was real. That shifted me into making my own rap music. Still working on the rap for our game, by the way.
Good. I'm still working on the game. So
I would hope you hadn't quit. You can't quit on me. Don't quit on me, Ricky Bobby.
I mean, can't.
You- You're coming at me with the energy. Everybody else did. So when do I get a turn? Yeah, that's not my proudest moment. Wait, are we far enough into the video that I can say it? I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, we're definitely far enough into the video that I can say it. I've been a huge bitch the last 2 weeks. you, you, you knew exactly where I was going with it when I checked the
No, I didn't know what it was gonna be.
when I checked the time.
I had no idea.
I have, man. The last 2 weeks have been rough. I don't know. It's been, and you can kind of, it's funny because this channel kind of chronicles the downward spiral. Because I started knocking my camera off my monitor and stuff, and it was just really indicative of I've been going through it, and I think I'm on the uphill side of that now. I hope, but I don't know. The last 2 weeks have been really, um, it's hard to get motivated. Definitely, it's difficult to get motivated, and I've been kind of doing the things that I set out to do just to keep myself moving forward. And I think sometimes you got to do that. You say, I'm in a slump right now, but I got to keep going because honestly, large part of me could have laid in bed for the last 2 weeks and just stayed there. Is that depression? I feel like that's depression.
Mm,
I
whoa.
I, I feel like that's the textbook. That is a symptom. I may not have depression, but I might have been depressed. If you can just lay down in bed for 2 weeks and like mean that, not like I'm tired and I want to sleep, but I might have been low key depressed. Revelations you have while recording YouTube videos.
Dang. Might have been depressed.
But the thing, the, and I guess it's a level of understanding I never had about being depressed too, because I wouldn't say my life was going poorly. Like,
Right. I wouldn't. You weren't. Um. I don't know. You're not always like that. If you are depressed, it's kind of hard to tell because there's a lot of times where you just. You must be hiding it well. Because you seem to be your regular old self and chipper and having fun, and we're hitting the games and doing the stuff.
no, and I think for the last 2 weeks, pretty much everything has been draining. Um, and we can say, well, maybe you're doing too much, or maybe this, maybe that, but that doesn't explain the weeks before that where it wasn't, where I was like feeling good about powering through all I had to do, and like I was on top of everything, and I think a large part of it is when I left my last job, I sort of felt like a quitter, and I know I left for a better opportunity, and it has been a lot better. But ever since I actually left, I really felt like you can't stick anything out, can you? At the first sign of trouble, you just up and run. And that's kind of been like mentally where I'm at. Even though I know a month ago when I made the decision to leave that I didn't make it feeling like I was running from some problem. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, I kind of cashed out on top at my last job. Um so that's kind of been my mental like behind the scenes, I guess. And like you said, maybe I was hiding it well, or Maybe it just hits me when everybody goes away and I'm just sitting here by myself. I don't know. It's just been a really weird last 2 weeks. You ever get bogged down in the pattern? You ever be like, what am I doing?
Mm, I don't think so. I don't really have a pattern.
You don't feel like you have a pattern? Like you don't have a I'm gonna wake up and do this today pretty much every day?
Um, no, I would say not because work, because I don't work every day, and then I
Right,
work
right.
enough. Like usually when I do work, like it's takes up a whole day or 2 days or a week. So it's like it serves to break up whatever else I've got going on. Um, and I think that actually keeps me from getting into a pattern because I might like start something and then keep it going for like 3 weeks, whether it's like
Right.
wake up and do my Udemy classes like 3 hours or 4 hours a day every day, and then do that for like 3 weeks, and then like I go to work for a week, like somewhere where I can't continue my classes. And then I come back, and then I'm not really in the pattern anymore. And maybe while I was gone for a week, since I didn't have that to do, I was like looking into other stuff. So now I come back and I found something else that I want to play with, or the game's on sale, or
It's just very interesting because it kind of fell into perspective for me when I was recording that video that turned into um the story about me being homeless or whatever. But the start of the reason behind that video was, when was your last vacation? And I was like, basically never. I've done more or less the same thing every day since I was like 20. And sure, for some years, for the vast majority of those years, it was go into an office and go to work and do your thing. And then for the last pretty much year, it's been sit here and do your thing. Um, and I think what you do that I don't do or make time to do that breaks up your pattern is you try and learn stuff. Like you'll be, and it might be like you say, you might get into learning one thing and then break that pattern and go try out something else.
yeah,
You don't really stick to one thing, but you're always trying to tackle something new. You're always up for a challenge, and I think that that's something I need to be willing to do more, is actually challenge myself with something that might be hard. So I think that's what's breaking. I think that's what's breaking me out now because this new job seems like it might be um, kind of involved at first, and then learning a new job is never the easiest thing in the world. You you got to go learn a new atmosphere, new systems, new people. So it's just been a very I've been in a very up and down thing, and I guess too when you when we're hanging out, it's because I want to go do something fun, or like on a typical Friday, it's because we're about to have some fun, and so
yeah,
I'm a little bit more excited there. Um, but as you've seen the last 2 weeks, it's very easy for me to cross that barrier into nah, f this. I'm going back to bed, and that's kind of where I've been sitting for the last 2 weeks. Is I'm right there on that razor's edge of nah, I'm over it. I'm going back to bed. But I feel better today. Um, and maybe because I got 12 hours of sleep. Maybe I was just tired. I don't know. But I feel much better going into this next week than I did the previous two. It's been wild. Wild ride out here. And then my poor wife's been morning sick every day until she got her medicine. Because that was a whole ordeal. Because it's so hilarious. They're like, oh yeah, they don't make that medicine anymore. Oh wait, well what we mean is it's not readily available because of the plague. You tell me this thing has affected even our ability to get medications and whatnot? Wow.
Uh-huh.
Things are going sideways. Those people who were doomsday prepping are starting to make more sense.
I mean, unless they were packing up on medication, I'm not sure. Not sure it's helping them too much.
Jamie just started cheeking her her medication for later. No, it doesn't work. She needs it. Just for whatever reason, she deals with that harder than she was like. I don't remember that with the first one. Well, yeah, the first one was 10 years ago at the time, and then with Cecilia and this one, she's been morning sick, pretty bad. But story of my depressed last 2 weeks. I didn't expect to make a video about this, but here it is.
Here it is. Your video on depression, maybe.
Well, because and the reason I say depression maybe is because I hate the people who put that label. Because I'm not telling you that like I've been diagnosed with anything or like I've just been sad. Really, I've just been sad the last 2 weeks, and I don't want to put a label on it because I'm not out here trying to get no sympathy points or whatever. But this channel has always been about me giving you the really real of what's going on, and I don't want to sugarcoat it just because we're on camera. I didn't set out to do this channel that way, specifically because I don't think that's any good. I would, if I was a different person on camera, like if I had to put on an act, I would not have made videos this last 2 weeks. I wouldn't have the energy. So only because I'm able to be myself when I turn that record button on was I even able to put out content the last 2 weeks. So here we are. If you're going through it, commentate on the video. Maybe we can go through it together. I am Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is the Daily Decompression. I can't stand myself sometimes. Really.
Yeah. Right. I can't stand you right now.
Sometimes I just say things and it's like, really? You said that? Like for real? And then here it is, live on video. But as always, don't be tripping, because I'm still crippin'. See you guys tomorrow.